My lords, today we shall follow up on the previous report concerning the outer gates, and from the Empire who obtained this enigmatic ancient cache of technologies. At the end of the previous report, the denizens of the galaxy had opened the gates, but had no idea what was going to come through. Today, I shall detail what happens next, including what and who came through those gates, and what happened to the unfortunate empires of that galaxy. Every single sensor across the galaxy is picking up something massive beyond the gate. Something extraordinarily large is drawing near. Our sensors scream with critical alerts. Colossal ships are emerging through the outer gates throughout the galaxy. Our stations and ships in system have simply vanished. We not know how or why, but they have been replaced with massive space stations outfitted with the same materials and designs as this invading fleet. We see striking similarities to the fallen Empire designs, yet they are notably larger and significantly more advanced, with a distinct white motif. We are being hailed. It is a galaxy-wide communique. These invaders, they call themselves the Stellarborne, and when they speak, their voice resonates. It booms through the ship speakers. Vardi, denizens of this galaxy, pay attention, for a great tournament will now begin. We are the Stellarborne, the chosen of the light and the champions of the Omega. There is a great threat looming on the horizon that will soon threaten all lives across this metaverse. A contest must be held to determine the new champions that will serve as each of the galaxy's representatives for the Order of the Light. Each empire will participate, or abdicate and join as a spectator. You need to make a choice. We queried who or what the Stellarborne are, and they mostly repeated what they had already said. They stated, "We are the Stellarborne, champion of the Order of the Light, serving under the Omega, an entity that safeguards the universe. Though we would like to speak more of our designs, much of it will not make sense to you. But for now, you must understand that we are here on a mission to organize this tournament and find empires to join our cause." We pointed out that their ships look awfully similar to that of the fallen empires, to which they responded, "You are indeed correct, for both the ships used in this tournament and the ones employed by the fallen empires are based on the ancient precursor designs made by the Omega themselves. The empires that you referred to as the fallen empires were once part of 4 great guardian empires of all universes. Long ago, the Omega saw potential in each of them, and they were uplifted and provided purpose to safeguard the galaxies. Their empires once spread across the stars, both far and high. However, the coming of the Shadow brought an end to that, for they were soon corrupted, and the unity that once bound them together was shattered. What was once glorious power is now little but a tiny spark. Their times have long passed, and it is time for a new champion to rise up and safeguard the universe. Will you be that champion? Is your strength and will up to the task? Intrigued by the concept of the tournament, we queried what it entailed, to which they responded, "The point of the tournament is to expand and bolster the Order of Light. We want to enlighten all beings to a higher existence. But in order for you to understand the true importance of this contest, an explanation of the past events will be required. In a previous time, the Omega established the First Order of Light, and there was a grand society between various empires. Each empire would hold control over a vast territory, far beyond the concepts of the galaxy, and they compete with one another for a greater claim. The nature of the system allowed order and chaos to be balanced, with every conflict being carefully controlled and maintained. Unfortunately, we discovered that the system was flawed due to a lack of clarity. The First Order of Light were mostly unaware of the Omega's existence, or its true power. When the Shadows attacked, they were caught off guard, and the Omega's ability to communicate with the Order was compromised. The Order fell apart without any strong figures to lead it. The fallen empires were supposed to protect, but all failed in their tasks, and instead propagated the damage further with their corrupted ambitions. The universe remains in danger, the corruptions of the Shadow loom on the horizon, and thus, the Second Order of Light must be born. To this end, the Omega seeks a different approach. It hopes to ascend all members of the Order as beings born of the stars themselves, i.e. the Stellarborne, but this can only happen through valour and devotion to one's fate. We, the senior members of the Stellarborne, are given the task to seek out like-minded civilizations and bring one from each galaxy into the fold. Only together can we seek to thwart the shadow and restore balance to this realm. The final question we had concerned the nature of the shadow. We queried what it was, to which the Stellarborne answered. We do not know its true name, but we know that it is an ancient entity that sought to bring all beings into part of itself. It sabotaged the Omega's great plans, and destroyed the harmony and order within the cosmos, and it engineered the First Great War. Even now, the Omega is engaged in battle with the Shadow, and we must do what we can to ward off its corrupted minions. Only those under the protection of the light can hope to withstand the overwhelming force of the Shadow, and only by becoming a champion may one claim destiny truly as their own. With that, they closed the link. Any further questions we had would go unanswered. Their ships began moving out of the outer gate systems. They were ready for war. The sudden arrival of the Stellarborne has not gone unnoticed by the fallen empires. The news of their return to the galactic stage has prompted a massive panic amongst the ruling powers. They appear to know what is about to begin, and as such, reawaken. The fallen empire shipyards begin to come to life. After centuries of stagnation, warships begin to be produced, and their leaders prepare for the worst. Not long after we received the galaxy-wide communique from the Stellarborne, we received one from the enigmatic observers, the xenophilic fallen empire, and the very same who had originally warned us from tampering with the gates in the first place. Their message stated, "Impossible. Someone has broken the seals. What have the gatekeepers been doing? Useless piles of junk. We should not have trusted anything made by those idiotic materialists. Listen carefully, for this is a grave matter, on a galactic scale. The False Order will seek to intoxicate all that exists with its ridiculous claims. We, the peacekeepers, are charged with the protection of this galaxy, not the others. Neither you or I should be concerned with that which is not in our own jurisdictions. We should not have to suffer for the False Order's inability to fulfill its own duty. Come, join us. Only together can we stop the evil tyranny and preserve the galaxy's independence. We must defeat these invaders." We queried what did they know of the Stellarborne, and if anything, did they understand their technology? To which they responded, "The False Order, you mean? Our archives suggest that they have existed since the dawn of creation itself, but that's likely an exaggeration. We're fairly certain that they were not called the Stellarborne by any previous records. Where did you get this name from?" Regardless, the False Order holds great power over the cosmos, and their reach extends far beyond the scope of this galaxy. At the very least, seeing as our galaxy manages to survive just fine without their guidance, the False Order's claims of a greater threat is nothing but a lie, meant to coerce us back to joining their cause. They may have created us, but they do not own us. We will drive them back, just as we did before. Regarding their technology, we do not know. Unfortunately, we, the peacekeepers, do not concern ourselves with technologies that we do not understand. We take what we can understand and adapt it to our own for better uses. The materialists were the ones who reverse engineered most of the False Order schematics. We believed that their inferior morality would cause them to misuse such powers, so we appropriated the designs and adopted them into our own. All that said, our replicated designs are severely outmatched by the False Orders. They are significantly more powerful than us. The only way we could possibly withstand them would be through superior numerical advantages. With all that, contact ceased, and we determined it would not be to our best interest to assist the fallen empires, and instead we should protect our borders where possible. However, mere months passed before we were contacted by the Stellarborne once again. It would appear they had utterly annihilated the xenophilic fallen empire. We saw their fleets moving towards the fallen empire space, but a vast space storm shielded their systems. Now, within mere months, there was nothing left. Are we next? Another transmission was received. The transmission that we received from the Stellarborne stated, "A tragic yet foreseen outcome. Perhaps if we had been more careful, more understanding, this would not have come to pass. Alas, for all our power and technology, there is still much we do not understand about how mortals think. The tournament will continue. With the transmission over, we have detected that their fleets are now moving towards us. This, I believe, will be our end. Many unanswered questions remain. What is the Omega? What is the Shadow? Sadly, I do not think we will be here to find out. They are coming. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to hear more from me, please click the video on screen now.